welcome back to my channel. So we're officially in August, which means it's kind of the last hoorah of summer. And I'm gonna be completely honest, I have not read much, if any, summer reads. So I figured since we're in the last little bit of summer that I should just jump on it and read all the summer reads that I was planning on reading this summer this week. There's a few reasons why I haven't gotten around to reading summer reads, but probably the main one is the entire month of July, where I live, rain. I swear, every single day it was storming in the month of July, and that's simply not the summer vibes. But August is looking up. It looks like it's actually going to look and feel like summer, so I'm just gonna be doing my entirety of summer just this month. But I have several summer romances that I can choose from. I'm not gonna go through all of them at the beginning. It's just kind of a mood reading vibe for me, and just realistically how much I can read in a week, so I'm just gonna take it one book at a time. So I think to start off this video, I have to start with an Emily Henry book. And I think this is the only book by Emily Henry that I have not read yet. I think this is a good one to start off this video. I think this is childhood, or like just best friends to lovers. Yeah, not childhood. It looks like they met in college. Best friends to lovers. Love that. So I'm just gonna start with this book and mood read the summer romances throughout this week. So let's go do that. So I read some of People We Meet on Vacation yesterday. I'm currently on chapter 7, page 59. I am loving this so far. I really love Alex and Poppy's relationship. I love how wholesome it is from the beginning. It's just so cute. But basically we're starting in the present, where it's kind of alluding to some sort of falling out or a fight between Alex and Poppy. We don't know what's going on, but we're kind of going back and forth between this summer and previous summers. We found out how they met. It was at this, I guess, mixer in college, where it was at their orientation week or weekend, and then their friendship starts to form when they decide to carpool back home to Ohio because they are from basically the same area. And so Poppy works for this travel magazine, and it's 100% a dream job, and she's kind of at the point in her life where she doesn't feel really inspired, and all she wants is to go on one of those summer vacations that her and Alex used to go on together after they developed their friendship. And they kind of break the silence and they start planning this trip, and this trip that she wants to go on, her boss says no to, so they won't fund it for her. And now she's like, well crap, I have to go on the cheat because I really want to go on this vacation with Alex because I miss him. And it's so cute, and I'm really excited to see where this goes. Right now I'm about to go to work. I don't have a ton going on, so I'm hoping that I'm gonna have some time to read. But so far I am absolutely loving the vibes of this book. I'm feeling the summer vibes. I'm feeling it, Mr. Krabs. So I haven't updated you guys since the day before yesterday when I started this book, but I have just been binging it for the last couple of days, but especially today. I am on chapter 32, page 307. I have some thoughts before I sit and finish this book up. I think that Poppy and Alex's friendship is super sweet. The way that it develops throughout this book into the relationship that inevitably was going to happen, I think it's super sweet. There are just some things that like either aren't clicking or are rubbing me the wrong way. I don't know exactly the feeling, and I also don't know exactly what the things are that are making me feel this way. I guess one that comes to mind, because this was focused on in a lot of the reading that I did today, there is a good amount of emotional cheating in each of their relationships at the time, or at least I felt like it could have been considered emotional cheating. It's more so confirmed in a conversation that just happened in the book. I don't know. But I will say, on a positive note, I love Emily Henry's writing. Always have, always will. I love the friends to lovers trope. It's wonderful. I love the overall concept. But I do think there are some elements of this book that could have been left out. I have about 50 pages left in this book, so I think I'm just going to sit, read the rest of it, and then chill for the rest of the night. And we'll move on to the next book tomorrow. But I think this is going to be my last update on this book. The loss is that there were so many updates. There was literally when I had just started this book and now, so I'm really good at this, aren't I? I'm gonna go and finish this book and chill for the rest of the night. My final review and everything for all of these books is gonna be at the end of my video, like I do for all my reading vlog videos. I can't really rate a book right after I finish it. So I'm gonna go finish this guy up and then we'll be on to our next book. So let's hit it. The least summery outfit I could have worn today. I'm literally wearing all black. That's just my personality, I guess. I don't know. So last night I finished People We Meet on Vacation. We'll talk about it later. Now it's time to pick my next read. I have obviously a bunch of books here on my TBR cart, but I've already narrowed it down to 2. So the first one is Practice Makes Perfect by Sarah Adams. Now, I've done a little bit of research about this, and people wouldn't consider this like a summer romance or like a beach read or anything like that. And like, I get it, but in my head, romance equals summer. And there's flowers on the cover. It's just so cute, and he has tattoos. So that's a vibe, and I want to read this. So that's option number 1. And option number 2, it couldn't have been like a summer reads video without an Ellen Hilderbrand book. I have never read one of her books before. And actually, I have this one, and I think just The Summer of '69 are the only 2 that I have. And I actually got these at a free little library, which is really cute. But this one just really spoke to me, and it was recommended as like a summer read. I think this is a romance mystery. I mean, it says right here, a clever whodunit. So this could be a fun little change of pace. The only reason why I am nervous to start this is because she's a thick one, but the font is really big. So maybe it'll be okay, because I know I want to get through this, and there's one more book that I really want to read in this video. I want to save it for the end because I'm pretty positive that's going to be 5 stars. Y'all probably already know what I'm talking about, but just wait for it. Do I want to make it all romances and this one isn't a summer romance, or do I want to pop the Ellen Hilderbrand cherry and just read one of her books? I think I'm gonna go with Ellen. I don't know if you can get much more summery and beachy than Ellen Hilderbrand. So I think I'm gonna read a little bit of this before I have to go to work, and we'll see where the day takes me, because I might be able to read more, listen to an audiobook if this has an audiobook. I don't know. But I'm gonna go ahead and jump into The Perfect Couple by Ellen Hilderbrand. I think that's the first time I actually said the name of this book. Whoopsies. But this is going to be book number 2 in this video. So let's go. So I just got home from work and I have been listening to the audiobook for The Perfect Couple all day. I'm just gonna say that if I wasn't listening to the audiobook, I don't know if I would be able to read this just because it's so hard for me to keep all of the different characters straight. Like, there are a lot of people in here. So basically, this is all revolving around this wedding party and this friend group. The maid of honor is found dead off the beach, like in the water in Nantucket. It truly is like a whodunit kind of situation, but we're getting all these different backstories, and I'm having the hardest time remembering everyone's names, what all is going on with everything. But at the same time, my brain is remembering everything, and I also have theories. I don't know if that makes any sense whatsoever. But I think Elin Hilderbrand's writing style is very interesting. This is the ultimate, I'm gonna sit out by the pool, I'm gonna sit on the beach, and I'm gonna read a book. I could picture my mom reading this. That's the vibe. I mean, I'm enjoying the story. It's just, there's so much backstory going into this that I'm like, but what's happening now? Like, I want to know the investigation, I want to know all of the things, and I'm just getting confused. I want to enjoy this so bad, and I am, but I'm also getting really confused, and it's really dragging out. But this is probably just a me problem. Let's not drop the book now. Let me see if I can even remember how many characters there are. So there's the chief, his wife, their two adopted kids. You have the wedding planner, the bride, the groom, the best man, the maid of honor, who's dead, but she's still a character in here with the backstory. The parents of the bride and groom, so 4 more. So now we're at 13. There's another sergeant for the police. There's so many people, and we keep discussing all of them, and I'm getting so confused. It's like Katmia, like five characters in the whole book because my brain is just not, my brain isn't braining. I'm enjoying the story, just the amount of backstory and the number of characters, I'm getting confused and confuzzled, and I'm just ready to find out what happens. That's where I'm at. So I'm gonna go and sit and read and listen and see if I can wrap this guy up today. So that's the goal. Let's go. Okay, y'all. Why is my hand like this? So I finished The Perfect Couple by Elin Hilderbrand last night, and all I'm gonna say is that this wrapped up really well for me. I was very nervous that I wasn't going to enjoy how this fleshed out, but all of the confusion, all of the build-up, all of the backstory, it made sense in the end. It's all I'm gonna say for right now, because full reviews at the end as usual. But I'm really glad that I was able to read an Elin Hilderbrand book, not only in this video, but this summer in general, because I've heard a lot about her writing and now I get the hype. I get it. Anyways, so now we finished 2 books and now we're on to the 3rd and final book of this video. I'm gonna give you guys 5 seconds to just try and guess what book is the last and final book that I've been hyping up for this entire video. You got it? Summer Romance by Annabelle Monaghan. I had to. I can't have a reading summer romances for a week video without reading Summer Romance. Duh. I'm very, very excited for this book. I've heard amazing things about this. I think Destiny gave this a 5 stars, and then everyone else has just raved about this book. So I'm very excited. I don't want to yap anymore about this. I just want to dive in and just start reading. I'm working from home today, so there's a couple things I need to do, and then I'm just gonna jump in and probably just binge it. Let's just dive right in. Why did I do that? Okay, let's go. Hi. So typically I would sit up and set up my camera and all that jazz to do an update. Nope, I have never felt this comfortable in this chair, so I am not moving or else I will lose the comfort position. So anyways, for the update. So I've been reading all this morning. By the way, this is 2 days later. The last time you saw me, I was reading in this chair, and technically yesterday was the last day of the week, but it's still the weekend, and I really just want to binge this book, and that's what I've been doing all this morning. So I am currently on chapter 16, page 111. I am having such a good time with this book. I'm already getting a 5-star feeling, and I'm not even halfway through the book. You know those books that as you're reading them, you want to reread it. And there are parts and quotes that just have my heart clenching, and I am smiling while reading this. This is why I love reading that books, words on paper, make me feel like this. A lot of this talks about grief, but it also talks about finding yourself and accepting different points in your life. And that is very prevalent in my life currently, and there are so many parts in this book so far that have made me like want to cry. Like, I have been on the verge of tears for so many things, especially when she starts talking about her mom, but I am just having the best time. I don't want to put this book down, and it's so easy to read. The writing style, the way that everything is described, it's just so good. The romance is so good. It's so pure and so thoughtful. I'm just having the best time, and I truly think that I'm just gonna sit here and just binge the rest of this book today. It's very short. It's like 315 pages, so I have about 200 pages left. So I think I'm gonna be able to just rock it through this. So that is my plan for today. That is my update. I'm gonna continue to read and rot, and I will update you don't know when. If I binge the rest of this book, I'll see you after I'm done, or I might come back sobbing. Who knows? We'll just see. But I'm gonna get back to reading, so. Book in my summer reads for a week lineup, and we've got some things to talk about. So the first book that I read in this video was People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. Let me preface this by saying I love Emily Henry's writing. She can do no wrong when it comes to her writing style, banter, all that jazz. But this was definitely my least favorite book by her, and I can't fully put my finger on it. There was only one thing that I can say, yes, that bothered me. It was just the overall feeling that I got from this book, and I gave it 3.5 stars. In this book, we're following Poppy and Alex. They're like college friends that had a falling out, and we keep kind of time hopping back to each summer that they spent together because they would go on trips every summer. And Poppy gets to a point where she just doesn't feel inspired in her life, and she just wants to get back to the times where she was happy, and it was on those vacations with Alex. You know how the story goes, friends to lovers, you get the gist. But there was an element of emotional cheating in here. They were both in relationships at the same time, and it was discussed later on in the book about how their friendship determined their individual relationships in a way. Do you know what I'm saying? But I still love Emily Henry. I still love her writing. She is an auto-buy author for me. Everything that she releases, I will buy, I will read. It's just this one didn't hit the mark for me. I still had a good time. It was still cute. There were just some things in here that I was like, it didn't make me feel good reading it. It made me feel like, ooh, like that's not a good thing that these characters are doing. 3.5 stars. Still had a good time. Not my fave read by her. Will still continue to read Emily Henry books. Book 1 in summer reads. The second book that I read was The Perfect Couple by Elin Hilderbrand, and this was actually my first ever Elin Hilderbrand book, and I was really looking forward to it, and it was still really fun, and I love the way it wrapped up. But I think I said it in this video, I kept getting so confused on who was who and everyone's backstories. It was like a full-on soap opera is the best way that I can describe it, which is why I'm like, oh, my mom would love this book. It's like soap opera, everyone's having an affair of some sort, and I was like, there's so much drama in here. And then I will say, I did not guess at all with the whodunit. It was a little out of left field, but also kind of made sense with all the backstory, which is why the backstory made sense, but I was still so confused. And that's a me problem. It really is. So, but I gave this book 4 stars. The setting in this book, incredible. I love how everything is described in this book. I also liked how you're suspicious of so many different characters in this book that I was like, I could see this person being the one that did it, but I could also see it being this person and this person too. Well, now it can't be this person. And then it was like a roller coaster of emotions, basically. And truly the only form of a negative opinion that I have about this is probably a me problem. Like, it's my brain not being able to just jump into a standalone novel and have all of these characters introduced to me. Yes, it's a thicker book, but there were so many characters. There were so many. And I couldn't keep everyone straight. I feel like this is one of those books that in order for me to make sense of everything, I would have to just sit down and binge the whole thing in one sitting, because I read this over the course of 2, maybe 3 days. I kept forgetting stuff. But I still really liked the story. Something else that was very interesting about this author's writing style, there wasn't a ton of dialogue. A lot of it was like, this felt almost like personal journals for different characters in this book. Instead of a character in quotations saying this and showing the conversation, it was, he said that he blah, 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 from one character's point of view, as if it was like a journal entry, like in a diary. And truly that did not help with my brain not being able to keep up with things, because I was like, wait, who's the he that we're talking about? Who's the she? Who's speaking? Because the name would be mentioned like once in like the whole chapter, and I'm like, wait, who are we talking about again? So anything that's like negative about this book is completely a me problem and how I'm used to reading books and the types of storylines that I'm used to. But I still had a great time reading this book, and I will definitely be picking up more Elin Hilderbrand books. And I think I want to give this one another try next summer and just see how I develop as a reader and if I enjoy this more. I mean, it's 4 stars. It's still a really good rating, but I want to see if I found myself less confused. Also, I just realized that I didn't really say what this book was about. I'm not going to be able to remember any of the characters' names, but basically... So basically we're in Nantucket for this vacation destination wedding, and the maid of honor is found dead on the beach. And this whole book is just finding out who did it. And when I tell you there are so many sketchy characters and so many sketchy people in this book, so many. But yeah, that's basically it. I can't really get into anything else or else I'm going to spoil something. So Perfect Couple, book number 2, 4 stars. Great time. And then the last book, Summer Romance by Annabelle Monaghan. 5 stars. I said this earlier today that I was getting the 5-star feeling from the beginning. This is just one of those books that as you're reading it, you're like, oh, I just want to reread it again. Like, I'm already ready to reread this book. I could sit down and reread it again right now. The fact that this is called Summer Romance and essentially like a cutesy cover and it broke my heart, that's rude. I was crying like a baby at the end of this. So we are primarily following Allie and her life. She is going through a pretty hard divorce, and she's also dealing with the death of her mom a couple years later, and the grief has just overtaken her and it's really affected her life. A lot of this book is focusing on how you control your own life. Don't let things that happen to you define who you are and what you do, but also don't get hung up on the past and let it affect your future, is the overall premise of this book. And there's really cute things in here. There's banter. It's all that sort of, it's stuff that you eat up, but you're also getting your heart ripped out of your chest. It's just such a sweet story how both of these characters, the other character, his name is Ethan, how they help each other to find their true happiness, find where they belong. And it's just so good. It gives me the same vibes as like Beach Read and Happy Place by Emily Henry. Just very literary fiction with undertone, an underplot, subplot, that's it, of romance. This is just so much more than a romance story. These are two people that think that they don't deserve the happiness that they feel with one another, and then they go on this journey to realize, I do deserve this. We both deserve this, and we're going to fight for it. It's just so good. 5 stars. Even like 6-star read for me. Like, my heart is racing just thinking about this book. There were so many points in this story where my heart just like clenched from how sweet parts were and how heart-wrenching a lot of this book is and what it's discussing and just things that happen. I just love this book so much, and I'm so happy that I saw recommendations for this book and I was able to pick it up. Like, this might be my favorite read from this summer. That's how much I love this book. So, if you haven't read this already, I highly recommend that you go and read it. If you don't like it, lie to me or just don't tell me what you think, because my heart will break again. Anyways, guys, I think that wraps up today's video. We got a 3, 4, and a 5, and probably my favorite book of the summer. So I think that this week of reading was very successful. Let me know down in the comments below what your favorite summer read for this summer was, or what your favorite summer read in general is that you go back to, because I need more recommendations. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a wonderful day, night, afternoon, whatever it is for you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!